Hello, everybody. Charley Egan here of the Egan Group at Hall & Chambers Real Estate. And I am doing a series of videos on service providers in my area who I've known for quite a while and who I wanted to share their stories and their services with you. And I'm here today with Lorraine Cummings, and she is a clinical licensed social worker. Mm-hmm. And I've known Lorraine, gosh, probably 6 years or more at least. I've had events and she's come to those, and I know her in the community. And actually, before I start, I did run into a estate planning attorney, mm-hmm. and your name came up somehow. We were talking about mental health or something. And I said, I know Lorraine, and he just raved about you. And I just jumped on the bandwagon as well because you are exceptional at what you do. And
Thank you.
I want to just kind of dive into that a little bit today. And so why don't you just jump in and tell us about your profession and a little bit about how you got into it, and then we'll talk about kind of the people you deal with.
Thank you. Wonderful. Well, first of all, I have a dual business. My business is Cummings Care Management Incorporated, and my website is caringwithpassion.com. So I have that motto, and basically I bring it to both services. I'm the licensed clinical social worker as a psychotherapist and offer services as a Medicare provider for those who need counseling, either disabled adults or young adults, I should say, or the older adults. Mm-hmm. And then also I have a care management business, which is the bulk of my business, but I have care management for, again, disabled children or disabled adults and the senior adults that would like and need oversight, either professionally as a care manager and also some that are under conservatorship.
I see. Okay.
And I got into this because I worked in the senior center in Pasadena as my last job for someone else. Oh. And while I was there, I got to see some of the people doing what I was doing in another organization and said, I think I can do that. And then aligned with another conservator who was here, who's now passed away, Shirley Trissler, who was very well reputed. And I'd worked with her actually in the county when I worked years ago for County Department of Mental Health. And Shirley offered to let me see her care management clients mm-hmm. For court, for her care conservatees. And so I was able to mentor under her for this, as well as had my own client that I started my business with back on July 1st, 2002. But I got into this primarily because I saw there was a lot of need for somebody to kind of walk a person through all the different things that senior adults need. There are so many different things that as we age become more complicated. And I had wonderful relationships with both my grandmothers. I see this sometimes as a fun of getting to visit them again with the folks that I'm visiting now, and really enjoy that.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, can you just give us like a 30,000 view looking down, just the type of clients that you really focus on, and maybe a success story you've had?
Sure. Well, I do work with conservatees. A lot of the folks that I'm working with are older adults, although some are disabled adults. Okay. And I'm pretty much looking to work with those who need a care partner. They're basically going to doctor appointments and they need a scribe plus somebody with a voice to be able to answer the doctor about certain questions that the older adult may or may not be paying attention to. And then make sure they're taking their medications properly, make sure that they're following what the doctors are ordering. When they get out of a hospital, that things are in place for them to avoid readmission to the hospital. And then at home, just to be safe and make sure that they are, being well looked after. And, the folks that are looking to hire me are usually the working baby boomers who are saying, I worry about my mom and dad. they're there out in California and I'm in, Michigan, or our one son was in Japan, and, they just can't put their eyes and ears on things except maybe for holidays. And so they come to me saying, I need more oversight for my family member, and I'd like you to be there, to look in on them, make sure they're taking their medicines, that they're not neglecting those prescriptions that the doctors expect of them. And then just their quality of life, can I look out for anything that can add to, or make sure that whatever they've got, that it's either working, or if it's not, that something is done to make something better for them.
Okay, all right. Wonderful. Did you have a particular client that you just fell in love with and, it just was a success story?
I have many, but I'll tell you one of them.
Right. Okay.
The first one I started my business with is a good one, I think, because it brought a lot of different things together. I first met her, actually, when I first started my business, I was getting the word out in my former place of employment, and she was going there and knew about me, and someone there referred me to her. And she's somebody who was a retired teacher, having vision issues and had diabetes, and she'd fallen at her mobile home. And so her daughter had just moved her to a retirement living facility, and it wasn't an easy transition. She had a cat, and the situation there, I think, they did a decent job, but I think there were some things that definitely could have been improved. And I think it got to a place where sometimes it'd be more contentious when it was the client. So I kind of was the buffer between the two to say, this is what she's asking for. Is there a way we can work this out? And then being able to just work with her also in counseling, because there were some things that she was dealing with to adjust to this, and helped her keep out of a depression, and being able to just talk about things and get them out of herself and not worrying about them, and getting some of the old issues of her family worked out. So what we did is I worked with her over 10 years, and of course, over those years she declined some, and then later she had a fall that resulted in her going into a nursing home. And when she was in the nursing home, her daughter came down to visit and decided she'd take mom home with her, where mom, out of state. And so it was really kind of neat to see the whole arrangement change between her and her daughter, because when I was first hired, they were just like cats on each other, kind of not getting along, and the daughter feeling sometimes the mom couldn't appreciate some of the things she was trying to do. And so being that I had enough time to really build a relationship and work through some of those old issues, by the time she was at this stage, the daughter and she could actually consider, and they moved out of state together so they could be together when she was aging and needed to, have more care. And her daughter felt good that they'd gotten to that place. And then when she passed away, the daughter kept the cat and so forth. So it was like, she was really a dear client, and I felt we had a lot of successes in that, and the daughter felt I was really like part of the family by the time this all finished. So it was really very rewarding.
I'm sure. Wow. It's such a gratifying career you have.
I do believe, yes. I'm so glad I have this.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, Lorraine, how is the best way for people to get a hold of you?
Well, my cell phone is one easy way. My phone number is 626-201-1717. Okay. I also have my website, as I alluded to earlier, which is Caring with Passion, spelled out CaringWithPassion.com. And then my email is Lorraine, LORRAINE, @caringwithpassion.com. So I try to respond to my emails within 24 hours, and phone calls, I usually have my phone near my hips so I can answer it very quickly and look forward to talking to people.
Good. Okay, and her contact information will also be associated or linked to this video. And so there you have it. Again, Charley Egan at Holland Chambers Real Estate. And I'm a residential real estate concierge real estate agent, and I work with buyers and sellers. And if you need any help at all in that regard, please let me know. And my contact information is associated or linked to this video as well. Thank you, Lorraine.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching this. And I'll be back with another service provider soon. Thank you.